President Trump fires back. Files lawsuit against corrupt Democrat. Former President Donald Trump has launched a counteroffensive against New York Attorney General Letitia James with a lawsuit accusing her of harassment. In September, James, a progressive Democrat, filed a $250 million lawsuit against Trump and some members of his family, claiming fraud. Trump has now replied with a lawsuit of his own filed Wednesday in Palm Beach County, Florida. He explained his actions in a series of posts on his Truth Social platform. Today, I filed a lawsuit in Florida State Circuit Court against the corrupt Attorney General of New York State, Letitia Peekaboo James, the former president wrote. New York State is one of the most crime-ridden places on earth with murders, robberies, drug deals, and every other form of crime setting records on a weekly basis, he said. While James does nothing to protect New York against these violent crimes and criminals, she attacks great and upstanding businesses which have done nothing wrong, like the very successful, job and tax-producing Trump organization that I have painstakingly built over a long period of years. Crooked and highly partisan James now thinks it is the business of the state of New York to go after my revocable trust and pry into my private estate plan, Trump wrote, only to look for ways to recklessly injure me, my family, my businesses, and my tens of millions of supporters. He wrote that James was playing politics with her lawsuit against him. If I were not elected President of the United States, and now leading in the polls by substantial margins against both Democrats and Republicans, this would not be happening. We have to stand up for our country, fight against illegal persecution, and make America great again, he wrote. The lawsuit frames James as using anti-Trump comments to further her election, saying she began making threats against President Trump before she was even elected, at a time when she possessed no actual information or insight into President Trump's business. She campaigned for her position on the promise to weaponize her resources against President Trump and anyone in his orbit. During her unsuccessful bid for governor of New York, she boasted about suing him 76 times. Now up for re-election as Attorney General, she is campaigning once again on the promise that if re-elected she will continue her vitriolic and obsessive pursuit of President Trump, the lawsuit says. None of these actions are proper actions for a state attorney general. It says what began as a cartoonish, thinly veiled effort to publicly malign President Trump for personal political gain has morphed into a plot to obtain control of a global private enterprise ultimately owned by a Florida revocable trust in which President Trump is the settlor, referring to the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, which the lawsuit demands be protected from James.